in common besides, of course, the title of being thankful, but it is about our attitude that we have toward others. And what it made me think about is in the song, the words that they kept speaking about were love and grace. How do we show love and grace to other people in our lives? We always want love and grace for ourselves, but do we show it to others? Because the word says, do unto others as we would have them do unto us. So do we show the type of love and grace in our behavior that we expect back from other people? So you can think in your mind sometimes that you hadn't been very grateful or showed a thankful attitude for things that people have done. What it makes me think about is a lot of times we take things for granted. We take actually God's love for granted, that he will always do something for us. And we take other people for granted, the things that they do for us. So in our lives, we have to accommodate. Right here before the holidays, we get in a habit, a tradition that we expect when we show up to somebody's house that they're going to have certain things for us to eat. Instead of just being appreciative of the fact that they invited us to the house for a meal. But we've already put in our mind there are certain things, certain expectations that we want. So while we're talking about being grateful, I want to talk about when you take things for granted. When you take things for granted and assume that somebody's going to always be there to do those things for you or be in that place, and when they're not, have you showed them the appreciation that they should continue to do those things? And I know it says you don't do things to get things in return, but we all want to have some level of appreciation. That's kind of like, we always like to say, well, this generation of kids, they don't say thankful. They are not appreciative. But what is it have we taught them? Does our behavior show them that we're appreciative of them? We make it an age thing. And that's how it should not be. It's not about who's the oldest, who's the youngest, how appreciation is shown. It should be on a give, take part of our relationship. So I want to talk about going back to not taking things for granted, because we assume that time is going to be there and we'll get to do it later. We wait around a lot of times for the holidays to do big things with people, to do big things with family, and have these big gatherings. I want you to think about the people who have already passed away and went on to glory this year, and some of the opportunities that you missed out on in connecting with them, and you weren't able to tell them you love them, you weren't able to show them that you love them, you weren't able to show that appreciation and gratitude until they left. You had a memorial, you had a homecoming, you did all of the things that you probably should have did when they were alive. Give them their flowers, give them their candy, take them and treat them, and give them their accolades where they could hear, and not just that other people could hear how much you love them. So don't allow the time to get away from you that you don't express your gratitude to people. Now, in that, we are talking about our relationship with God, ourselves, and others. A lot of times in this relationship, we forget to appreciate ourselves. We run ourselves ragged for everybody else. And for me, it's like this holiday season, it was a time of year for me. That's what I said was. It used to be a time of year for me that I would actually get sick all the time, because my mind would be focused on having all of this food done, all of these things done, for the expectations of other people, or just because it was traditional. So what I don't want you to get caught up on is the traditional day of Thanksgiving. Really remember, it is about the gathering of to be appreciative of your family and your friends. Don't get caught up in preparing this big spread, this big meal, because that will stress you out. So I want you to take the time to write a little list of all the people who have poured into you, all the people who have given to you, all the way to the smallest thing, even if today it was nothing but they gave you a hug and a smile. So take out the time and actually contact and connect with that person and tell them what they did to actually brighten your day. And it made me think about my niece. She actually texted me about 2 weeks ago, and it was like at the perfect time. And it wasn't anything fancy, it wasn't anything overboard, but she texted me and she said, "Good morning, Auntie. I just wanted to tell you I love you today." And the thing is, we want to remember and have that connection that actually is sincere. We don't want to have how we do now, spam mail. We send everybody we know the same image, the same spam mail around the holidays, but it's nothing genuinely connecting to each individual person. So remember, at this time of year, reach out to the people who have poured into you and touched your life in just the simplest of ways, so that when they're gone, they'll know and you'll know that you've actually spent the quality time that you need to with everybody. So that actually pushes us to our one other song that we're going to do, and it's going to be Tasha Cobb's Without You. So before we play the song, it's what I had you do is a list. So now, who is that person, when you listen to Tasha Cobb's, that you don't want to have to live without? And I know God is our ultimate provider. God is the person who can take us through anything. But there are people in your life who, because of what they've done, you don't know where you would be. So think about that before we go into this song. What is it? Who is it? And where are they? And when was the last time you reached out to them to actually express what it is they have done for you to empower your life? So we're going into the Tasha Cobb's Without You.